Losing a child is any parent's worst nightmare, and 5 years ago today, that happened to Bob and Rosemary Nelly.
Yeah, they are joining us this morning as their search for answers continues. Good morning, Bob and Rosemary. Thank you so much for being here on this difficult day.
Thank you for having us.
Okay, let's talk about Liz. Let's kind of remember Liz, your daughter, your beautiful daughter. Tell us what she was like, what you want people to know about Liz.
She was a very kind, generous person. She loved people, and she would go out of her way to help anybody that needed any help or encouragement. She smiled a lot. She laughed a lot. She had a great life. She enjoyed life. Had a lot of fun, loved to travel. Just a very kind person, very supportive, and loved her friends, and just went the extra mile to make people happy. And she's just everything good, honest, hardworking, just loved to have fun.
Yeah.
I'm sure these 5 years have felt like an eternity. Bob, how have you guys been coping?
So, 5 years ago today, our whole world changed forever. We never expected to spend all this time trying to deal with the challenges. So, what's been important for us is the support and love of our families. A lot of Liz's friends have rallied to us. We talk to them weekly. They're there for us when we have bad nights. But I think also very important was on February 6th of 2019, we had our press conference at Crime Stoppers, and we met Andy and the staff there, and their support is life-sustaining for victims of homicide, because I don't know what to do, and Andy can help us, so can the staff there, and then the support group, Parents of Murdered Children, also has provided a lot of good information for us and a place for us to vent.
These last 5 years, like Owen said, just may feel like an eternity, trying to find out who was behind this. Would an arrest bring you that closure? Would that change the way that you feel a little bit?
Yes, it would. It would help. You know, having all the questions is really hard. We don't know who did this. We believe it's somebody that knew her. But we're clueless, and it's hard to trust people. It's hard to question. I mean, you look at people a different way, you know, so having that answer would be a closure. We'll never be done with it, or, you know, be able to really it's always going to be another step, because it doesn't end when the person's caught.
It'll be a transition.
And that's, yeah.
So we'll go from this campaign that we've been on to get publicity on the case, because that's our role, and it will transition to us being a part of the criminal justice system now and doing everything we can to help law enforcement and the DA's office successfully prosecute. So that will change. I don't think there's anything that will give us closure, because nothing will bring her back.
Is there anything that you hope would be done in the future to protect people in that situation? It just feels so random. Like you said, we're all so clueless. It's like just the worst thing ever. And there's almost, I always ask people, what do we learn from a situation? I mean, is there anything to learn from this? Is there anything that any of us could do differently in the future to help somebody else?
Well, as far as her murder goes, it wasn't random. We don't believe that at all. And Liz was a very cautious person. So, I mean, she was always on looking around her surroundings. So I don't think there's anything that could have been done as far as her murder. But you do need to be aware of your surroundings, because people are out there that do not have good intentions.
Well, and one of the things that we saw was her neighborhood, very soon after this happened, put in surveillance cameras at entrances and exits. If we'd had those cameras, the likelihood that we would have gotten additional shots, and maybe shots that would have helped us identify the truck. So I think it's just like, we can't take anything for granted. And you really have to be cautious and manage the risk as best you can.
Does any part of you believe that this could be a murder for hire plot?
That's a possibility. I don't believe that she knew the shooter. Liz was very observant, and I think if it had been someone that she actually knew that shot her, I think she would have said something, you know? So I do feel that it's quite likely that she actually didn't know the shooter, so that would mean that they were hired,
And if
in
you
my
look
opinion.
at you look at the circumstances surrounding it, they cased the neighborhood at 2 in the morning. We speculate that they're trying to see what Sergio was driving so they could tell when he exited, so they would know at that point. It's the only point where they're going to get her all by herself. And it's just, the timing is so impeccable that there's just no way that this was a random event. This was very well planned, and unfortunately it was very well executed.
And you guys have been honoring your daughter in different ways. We saw a picture of a tree. What's the story behind that?
On her birthday in 2019, one of her friends in the 501st Legion got permission from Jack Cagle, who was then Commissioner of Precinct 4, to put a tree in at her favorite park. And this was a park where my son Robert and Liz and I would go fishing. This was a park where we'd take our dogs, because they have a dog park there. It's Burroughs Park in Tomball. And they have this wonderful pavilion at the end of the park. And we seized on that opportunity to put a tree in, to make it a place for her friends. Richard Stowe had this beautiful plaque made up that sits at the base of the tree that has a picture of her and gives a short story of her life with some quotations. And the point is that if her friends ever need to talk to her, or we need to talk to her, it's a place where we can go and know for a fact that we're in her presence. And that tree is just huge.
If there's someone that's watching and they know they have information, what do you want to say to them?
I'm begging them to come forward.
Yeah.
Somebody knows something. I mean, they just have to.
You can't pull something like this off in a vacuum. And one of the things that I would say is, we put our trust in Crime Stoppers and in law enforcement, and over multiple attempts and multiple years, we've managed to raise that reward to $50,000. And that's 50,000 reasons for someone to come forward. They're going to be anonymous. It's as low risk as you can get. And the thing is, as hard as it is on us, we're so concerned that this person has done this to another family. And we just want them, we want to render them powerless to inflict this kind of damage on any other human.
If they're capable of it once, they're capable of it. And that's
Absolutely.
exactly it. Thank you both for your time, and we're so sorry for your loss.
Thank you.
Thank you
We
all.
appreciate your covering her story.
And we're going to do what we can to get the word out, for sure.
Thank you.